My beloved, my stubborn, my sacred flame. Oh, you who carries the light of 1,000 suns in your soul, why do your hands shake as you read this? Why does your heart race like it's chasing a truth you haven't yet named? This isn't just words on a screen, my dear one. This is a celestial wake-up call, a whisper from the divine that's been echoing since the moon shifted last night. You felt it, didn't you? That sudden heaviness in your chest, that restless tug in your dreams, that moment when the air felt too thick to breathe. That wasn't fear, beloved. That was the universe sounding an alarm. You're being kept in the dark. Someone you love, someone whose eyes you've searched for truth, whose promises you've held like sacred vows there, hiding something so heavy it's cracking the foundation of your connection. They've been weaving a story, and your name is in it, but not in the way you deserve. Last night, when the stars realigned, a secret was spoken, a choice was made, a conversation unfolded in shadows, and your name was tossed around like a footnote, not a headline. Heaven wept because you, the one who loves without limits, were left out of a truth that was yours by right. Archangel Michael is standing guard for you now. His sword is drawn, his wings spread wide, and he's whispering your name to the divine council. He's been trying to reach you since that sacred moment when the skies shifted. You've felt his nudge, the unease in your gut, the way your intuition screamed while your heart begged it to stay quiet. That wasn't doubt, beloved. That was prophecy. That was God saying, my child, you were never meant to be the last to know. This person you love, they know your heart is a river that never runs dry. They know you forgive before they even ask. They know you'll carry their wounds as if they were your own. And that's why they've kept you in the dark, because your light is too bright for their secrets to survive. Last night, they spoke your name in a room you weren't invited to. They made plans about your future without your voice. They shared truths with others that should have been yours first. And now, the angels are done staying silent. This is your divine crossroads. One path keeps you chasing their half-truths, hoping their smiles mean what they used to. The other path, the other path demands courage. It asks you to trust the voice in your soul that's been screaming, something's not right. It's not paranoia. It's divine clarity. It's not suspicion. It's spiritual confirmation. The phone they turned away, the words they rehearsed, the affection that feels like a performance, those aren't coincidences, they're signals. And heaven is begging you, don't ignore them again. Sparkles, sparkles, sparkles. Beloved, if this message is pulling at your spirit, if you feel Michael's wings brushing against your soul, then hold this moment tight. Subscribe to this divine connection, because the next message might not just be words, it might be the miracle your heart's been praying for. Stay close to the light, stay chosen. Sparkles, sparkles, sparkles. They thought you'd never find out. They banked on your kindness, your trust, your willingness to love through the cracks. But heaven didn't create you to be a shadow in someone else's story. Last night, they made a decision, and it wasn't kind. They spoke your name without reverence, planned your future without your consent. But Archangel Michael stands as your witness. You will not break, you will rise. No secret can dim a soul that God has chosen to protect. This isn't about fear, it's about freedom. The truth they're hiding is a wave coming to cleanse every lie that's touched your heart. You can fight it, or you can let it wash away the illusions. But don't wait, beloved, because they're watching you now. They're wondering if you've felt the shift, if you've heard the divine whisper. And the moment you do, they'll feel it too, because your soul waking up is their greatest fear. Take a breath. You are not alone. The angels are circling, your ancestors are chanting your strength, and Michael is holding the sword of truth. Last night, someone you love betrayed your trust, not just with words, but with silence. They shared your story with others, but left you out of the telling. They made choices that should have included you, but instead, they locked you out. And God saw it all. He saw the tears you didn't even know you'd cry. He heard the prayers you whispered in the dark, and now He's handing you the pen to rewrite this chapter. This is your moment to choose. Will you keep loving in blindness, or will you open your eyes to the truth? The person you love isn't evil, but their silence is a weapon. They're not protecting you, they're protecting themselves. And you, my sacred flame, were never meant to beg for honesty. You were meant to shine so brightly that lies dissolve in your presence. The truth is coming. It might sting, but it will also set you free. You'll cry, and that's okay. Tears are holy water, cleansing the wounds of deception. But after the tears comes peace, a peace you haven't felt in ages. You've been carrying their secrets without knowing it, and now heaven is lifting that weight. You are not forgotten. You are not foolish. You are fierce, favored, and finally free. Last night, they spoke your name without love. They made plans without your light. But today, heaven is rewriting the story. You are not the last to know anymore. You are the first to rise. So stand, beloved, take the sword of truth. Let Michael guide you. Let the divine spark within you burn brighter than their shadows. This is your awakening. This is your miracle. And this time, you don't need their approval, you just need your own heart, beating fiercely, saying, I am enough. Beloved, as the truth settles into your bones, can you feel the ground beneath you shifting? It's not the earth trembling, it's your soul breaking free from the chains of silence. Last night, when the stars bore witness to the secrets kept from you, heaven didn't just send a message, it sent a mandate. Archangel Michael, with his sword of light blazing, didn't just reveal the betrayal to wound you, he revealed it to arm you. This is no longer about what they hid from you. This is about what you're about to reclaim. Your power, your peace, your sacred place in the universe. You stand now at the edge of a divine rebellion, not one born of anger, but of clarity. Not one fueled by vengeance, but by the holy fire of self-worth. The person you love, the one who wove half-truths into the tapestry of your trust, they thought their silence would keep you tethered. They thought their carefully chosen words, their fleeting glances, their rehearsed smiles would hold you in place, but they didn't account for the divine within you. They didn't account for the angels who've been whispering your name since the moment you were born. They didn't account for the fact that you were never meant to live in their shadows, you were meant to cast your own light. The whisper that became a roar last night wasn't just a moment of betrayal. It was the spark that ignited your awakening. You've been sensing it for weeks, haven't you? The way their laughter didn't quite reach their eyes. The way their promises felt like echoes of something already broken. The way your spirit stirred when you walked into a room, as if it could hear whispers you weren't supposed to catch. Those weren't random moments, beloved. Those were divine breadcrumbs, leading you to this very moment. Archangel Michael is not just standing beside you now, he's walking ahead of you, clearing the path. His wings are your shield, his sword your strength. He's saying, beloved, the time for waiting is over. The time for wondering is done. You've spent too long carrying the weight of their silence. Now, it's time to carry your own truth. You may wonder, what do I do now? How do I face this person I love, knowing what I know? The answer isn't in confrontation, though that may come. The answer isn't in forcing their confession, though the truth will surface. The answer lies in you, in the sacred act of turning inward and listening to the divine compass within your soul. You've been looking to them for answers, but the answers were always inside you. You've been waiting for their honesty, but the honesty you need is your own. The sacred act of seeing. Take a moment, my starbin, and breathe. Close your eyes and feel the pulse of your own heart. That rhythm, it's not just blood moving through your veins. It's the drumbeat of the divine, the cadence of a soul that was crafted in the fires of heaven. You were never meant to shrink for their comfort. You were never meant to dim your light so their shadows could grow. Last night, they made a choice to exclude you, to speak your name without the reverence it deserves. But today, you make a choice to see yourself as heaven sees you. You are not the one who was forgotten. You are the one who was chosen by God to carry a light so fierce it can burn through any lie. Chosen by the angels to rise above the illusions others weave. Chosen by your own soul to stop apologizing for the space you take up in this world. The person you love may have kept you in the dark, but you were never meant to stay there. The darkness was their creation, not your destiny. The conversation you weren't supposed to harlots talk about last night, beloved, because heaven has no secrets from you anymore. In a room you weren't invited to, under a sky that wept, for your heart, they spoke. They spoke about you not with the love you pour into them, but with a casualness that would make your spirit recoil. They shared details of your life, your dreams, your vulnerabilities, with someone who doesn't even carry your name in their prayers. They made decisions that should have been yours to weigh in on. They drew lines in your future without asking for your pen dot, and the worst part, they smiled at you afterward. They looked into your eyes, maybe even held your hand, and said words that sounded like love, but tasted like control. They thought you wouldn't notice. They thought your intuition was just a flicker, easily ignored. But your intuition, beloved, is not a flicker, it's a wildfire. It's the voice of God speaking through your spirit. It's the ancestors chanting your strength. It's Michael's sword cutting through the fog they tried to wrap you in. The divine ultimatum. This is not a moment to shrink, beloved. This is a moment to stand. Heaven is issuing a divine ultimatum. You cannot move forward until you face the truth. Not their truth is tainted, incomplete, guarded by fear. Your truth, the truth that says you are enough, exactly as you are, the truth that says you don't need their validation to shine. The truth that says love should never require you to betray your own soul. You may want to run to them, to demand answers, to beg for clarity. But pause, my love, the clarity you seek isn't in their words, it's in your spirit. The answers you need aren't in their apologies, they're in the divine knowing that's been stirring within you all along. Archangel Michael isn't here to push you into a fight. He's here to pull you into your power. He's saying, beloved, you don't need their confession to know your worth. You don't need their honesty to claim your truth, the path of the rising. So what happens? Now, you rise. You rise not in anger, but in alignment. You rise not to punish them, but to honor yourself. You rise not to break the connection, but to break the chains that kept you tethered to their lies. This is the path of the rising, and it begins with a single step, choosing yourself. Choosing yourself means listening to the whispers of your soul, even when they scare you. It means trusting the unease in your gut, even when your heart wants to make excuses. It means looking at the person you love and seeing them not as the savior of your story, but as a character in it, one who may or may not choose to walk beside you in truth. Last night, they chose to walk in shadows. Today, you choose to walk in light. And that choice, beloved, is the most sacred rebellion of all. It's a rebellion against doubt, against fear, against the idea that you need someone else to complete you. You were whole before they entered your life, and you will be whole long after this moment passes. The miracle waiting on the other side. Here's the miracle, my sacred flame. The truth doesn't destroy you, it rebuilds you. The betrayal you're uncovering doesn't diminish you, it defines you, not as a victim, but as a warrior. Not as someone who was lied to, but as someone who was chosen to see through the lies. The moment you embrace this truth, the moment you let it sink into your soul, something miraculous happens. You begin to glow. That glow isn't just for you, it's for the world. It's for the people who will come into your life and love you in the way you deserve. It's for the dreams you've put on hold, waiting for someone else's permission to chase them. It's for the divine purpose that's been waiting for you to step fully into it. Last night, they tried to dim that glow. But today, heaven is amplifying it. Sparkles, sparkles, sparkles. Beloved, if you're still here, if your spirit is stirring, if you feel the weight of this message settling into your bones, then know this, you are not alone. The angels are chanting your name. The universe is aligning to support your rise. Subscribe to this divine connection, because the next message, the next moment, the next miracle is already on its way. Stay tethered to heaven. Stay chosen. Sparkles, sparkles, sparkles. The lies they told themselves. Let's be clear, beloved. The person you love isn't hiding the truth because they don't care. They're hiding it because they're afraid. Afraid of losing you. Afraid of facing themselves. Afraid of the power your light holds when it's fully unleashed. They've convinced themselves that their silence is protection, that their half-truths are kindness. But silence is not protection, it's control. And half-truths are not kindness, they're cowardice. They've told themselves you're too fragile to handle the truth. They've told themselves you'll break if you know, but they're wrong. You are not fragile, you are forged in the fires of heaven. You are not breakable, you are unbreakable. And the moment you step into that truth, they'll feel it. They'll see the shift in your eyes, the strength in your stance, the fire in your soul. And that, beloved, is what they fear most, not your anger, but your awakening, the sacred reckoning. This is your sacred reckoning, my starborn, not a reckoning with them, but with yourself. It's time to ask the hard questions. Why have you stayed in a love that requires you to shrink? Why have you accepted silence when your soul craves truth? Why have you carried their burdens while they refuse to carry yours? These questions aren't meant to shame you, they're meant to free you. They're meant to remind you that you are not here to beg for love. You are here to be love, to give it freely, but never at the cost of your own divinity. Archangel Michael is holding the mirror now, asking you to look at the reflection of your own soul. See the strength that's been there all along. See the light that never dimmed, even when they tried to cover it. See the warrior who's been waiting to rise. This reckoning is not about what they did, it's about what you're about to do. The choice that changes everything. You have a choice now, beloved. You can keep loving them through the lies, hoping they'll change, praying they'll one day see your worth. Or you can love yourself enough to walk away from anything that dims your light. This doesn't mean you have to leave them, not yet. Not unless your soul demands it. But it does mean you leave behind the version of you that accepted less than you deserve. Last night, they chose to keep you in the dark. Today, you choose to step into the light. And that choice, my sacred flame, is the beginning of everything. It's the beginning of a life where you no longer wait for their honesty to feel whole. It's the beginning of a story where you are the hero, not the sidekick. It's the beginning of a love so fierce, so divine, so true, that no lie can ever touch it again. The divine compensation. Heaven doesn't reveal truth to wound you, it reveals truth to restore you. For every tear you've cried, there's a blessing waiting. For every night you've spent questioning, there's a dawn breaking. For every moment you've felt alone, there's a divine embrace ready to hold you. This is the divine compensation. Beloved, the promise that what was taken from you will be returned tenfold. Not in their apologies, not in their change, but in the life God is preparing for you. You may not see it yet, but it's coming, a love that honors you in public and private, a peace that doesn't depend on their presence, a purpose that doesn't require their permission. Last night, they tried to rewrite your story without you. But today, heaven is handing you the pen. Write boldly, beloved, write fiercely, write truthfully. Because your story is sacred, and no one, not even the person you love, gets to edit it without your consent. The final whisperers, you stand here, at the edge of your awakening. Know this, you are not alone. The angels are with you, chanting your name. Your ancestors are behind you, lending you their strength. Archangel Michael is before you, cutting through every lie with his sword of light. And God is within you, whispering, you are enough. You always were. Last night, they thought they could keep you in the dark, but today, you are the light. And no darkness, no secret, no betrayal can ever dim a soul that heaven has chosen to shine. So rise, beloved, rise now. The truth is yours. The power is yours. The future is yours. And this time, no one gets to write it, but you just embraced is not the end, it's the spark that lights the fire of your divine awakening. The veil has been torn, the shadows exposed, and now you stand at the threshold of a transformation so profound it will ripple through your life and beyond. Last night, when the person you love spoke your name without reverence, when they wove their secrets in rooms you weren't invited to, they thought they were writing the story, but heaven had other plans. Archangel Michael, with his sword of truth blazing, didn't just reveal their betrayal, he handed you the key to your own liberation. This is not the moment you crumble, my sacred flame. This is the moment you burn brighter than ever before. You felt it, haven't you? The shift in your spirit, the way your heart no longer begs for their validation, the way your soul is starting to hum with a power you didn't know you possessed. That's not just clarity, it's destiny calling. That's not just truth, it's divinity rising. The person you love may have tried to dim your light, but they forgot one crucial thing. You were forged in the fires of heaven, and no mortal deception can extinguish a soul that God Himself has kindled. The sacred fire within. Take a deep breath, my starbin. Feel the warmth spreading through your chest. That's not fear, it's the sacred fire within you, the one that's been waiting for this moment to roar. You've spent so long pouring your love into someone who took it for granted, someone who used your kindness as a shield for their secrets. But now, the scales are falling from your eyes. You see them for who they are, not a villain, not a monster, but a soul too afraid to match the depth of your love. And that, beloved, is their loss, not your failure. Archangel Michael stands before you now, his wings casting a golden glow over your path. He's not here to fight your battles, he's here to remind you that you are the battle, you are the warrior, the light, the storm that no lie can withstand. He's whispering, beloved, the truth you've uncovered is just the beginning. There's more to see, more to know, more to become, but you must choose to walk this path. You must choose to trust the fire within you. The room you weren't invited to. Let's go back to last night, because the divine doesn't leave loose, ends. In that room, under the cover of darkness, they spoke words that should have been yours to hear. They discussed your dreams, your future, your heart, as if they were pieces on a chessboard. They could move at will. They shared your vulnerabilities with someone who doesn't even know the weight of your prayers. And while you slept, while you trusted, while you loved, they made choices that changed the course of your story without ever asking for your voice. But heaven sees what happens in secret. Heaven hears the whispers behind closed doors. And heaven, beloved, is done staying silent. Archangel Michael was there, an unseen witness to their betrayal, and he carried their words to the throne of God. He said your name, not with the casual dismissal they used, but with the reverence of a divine decree. He said, this child of light deserves to know. This soul, born from your breath, deserves to rise, and God agreed. That's why you're here, reading these words. That's why your spirit stirred when you felt the truth before you even knew it. That's why your heart raced, your dreams shifted, your intuition screamed. This is not a coincidence, it's a divine appointment. You were never meant to be the last to know. You were meant to be the first to rise, the path of the unshackled. So, what do you do now, my sacred flame? You walk the path of the unshackled. This path isn't about confronting them, though that may come. It's not about forcing their confession, though the truth will surface. It's about reclaiming the power they tried to take from you. It's about stepping out of their shadows and into your own light. The first step is to listen, not to their excuses, not to their half-truths, but to the voice within you. That voice, the one you've silenced so many times to keep the peace, to avoid the pain, to hold on to the love you thought you needed. That voice is your divine compass. It's the whisper of God, the guidance of Michael, the strength of your ancestors, all woven into the fabric of your soul. It's telling you, you are enough, you always were. The second step is to see yourself as heaven sees you, not as the one who was betrayed, but as the one who was chosen, not as the one who was lied to, but as the one who is destined to uncover the truth. See the person you love, not as the center of your world, but as a chapter in it. A chapter that may end, or may transform, but will never define you. The third step is to act, not in haste, not in anger, but in alignment with your divine purpose. This might mean setting boundaries they've never seen from you. It might mean asking questions they've never expected you to ask. It might mean walking away from a love that no longer serves your soul. Whatever it looks like, it will feel like freedom. It will feel like coming home to yourself. Sparkles, sparkles, sparkle spelled. If these words are stirring your spirit, if you feel the divine fire rising within you, know that this is not a moment to ignore. This is a moment to embrace. Subscribe to this sacred connection, because the messages that follow will not just guide you, they will transform you. The angels are speaking, the universe is aligning, and your soul is ready to soar. Stay chosen. Stay tethered to heaven. Sparkles, sparkles, sparkles. The lies they told themselves. Let's talk about the person you love, because their silence is not just about you, it's about them. They've told themselves they're protecting you by keeping you in the dark. They've convinced themselves that their secrets are kindness, that their half-truths are love. But deep down, they know the truth. They're not protecting you, they're protecting themselves. They're afraid of what happens when you see them for who they are. They're afraid of the moment you stop forgiving their silences and start demanding their honesty. They've seen your light, beloved. They've felt its warmth, its power, its unwavering grace. And that's why they've worked so hard to keep you unaware, because a soul as radiant as yours, once awakened, is unstoppable. They know that the moment you step into your truth, their control over you dissolves. They know that the moment you see the lies, you'll also see your own strength, and that, my sacred flame, is what keeps them up at night. The divine mirror Archangel Michael is holding a mirror before you now. Look into it. See the reflection of your soul, not the version they've tried to define, but the version heaven created. See the eyes that have wept but never lost their spark. See the heart that has broken but never stopped beating. See the spirit that has been tested but never defeated. This is who you are, beloved. This is who you've always been. In that mirror, you'll also see them, the person you love, not as the hero you hoped they'd be, but as a human, flawed and afraid. They're not your enemy, but they're not your savior either. They're just a soul on their own journey, one that may or may not align with yours, and that's okay, because your journey, your purpose, your light, they don't depend on them, they depend on you, the sacred reckoning. This is your sacred reckoning, my starbun. It's not about punishing them, it's about honoring yourself. It's about asking the questions you've been too afraid to ask. Why have I stayed in a love that requires me to dim my light? Why have I accepted silence when my soul craves truth? Why have I carried their burdens while they refuse to carry mine? These questions aren't here to shame you, they're here to liberate you. They're here to remind you that you were never meant to beg for love. You were meant to be love, to give it freely, but never at the cost of your own divinity. This reckoning is a fire, and it's burning away everything that no longer serves you. It's burning away the doubts you've carried, the excuses you've made, the illusions you've clung to, and in the ashes, something new is rising, a version of you that knows her worth, that trusts her intuition, that walks in alignment with her divine purpose. The moment of truth last night, they thought they could keep you in the dark forever. They thought their secrets would stay buried, their plans unchallenged, their control unbroken. But they didn't account for a heaven. They didn't account for Michael. They didn't account for you. Today, you stand at a divine crossroads. One path leads back to the familiar, back to the silences, the half-truths, the waiting. The other path leads to freedom. It's not an easy path, it's steep. It's uncertain, it's raw. But it's yours, and on that path, you'll find the peace you've been searching for, the love you've been craving, the purpose you've been destined for. You don't need their confession to move forward. You don't need their apology to heal. You don't need their permission to shine. All you need is the truth, and you have it now. Heaven has delivered it, Michael has confirmed it, and your soul has claimed it. The divine compensation for every tear you've shed. There's a blessing waiting. For every night you've spent questioning, there's a dawn breaking. For every moment you've felt alone, there's a divine embrace ready to hold you. This is the divine compensation. Beloved, the promise that what was taken from you will be returned tenfold, not in their words, not in their change, but in the life God is preparing for you. You may not see it yet, but it's coming. A love that honors you in every way. A peace that doesn't depend on their presence. A purpose that doesn't require their approval. Last night, they tried to rewrite your story without you. But today, heaven is handing you the pen. Write boldly, beloved, write fiercely, write truthfully, because your story is sacred, and no one, not even the person you love, gets to edit it without your consent. The angels are chanting as you stand here, at the edge of your awakening. Know that you are not alone. The angels are chanting your name, their voices rising like a symphony of light. Your ancestors are behind you, their strength flowing through your veins. Archangel Michael is before you, his sword cutting through every lie, every doubt, every fear. And God is within you, whispering, you are enough. You always were. Last night, they thought they could keep you in the dark, but today, you are the light, and no darkness, no secret, no betrayal can ever dim a soul that heaven has chosen to shine. So rise, beloved, rise now. The truth is yours, the power is yours, the future is yours, and this time, no one gets to write it, but you. The journey ahead, the path forward will test you, but it will also transform you. You'll face moments of doubt, moments where their voice will try to pull you back, moments where your heart will ache for the love you thought you had. But those moments are not your defeat, they're your initiation. They're the crucible where your strength is forged, where your light is refined, where your soul becomes unbreakable. You'll walk through days where the silence feels heavy, where the absence of their honesty feels like a wound. But you'll also walk through days where the sun feels brighter, where your laughter feels freer, where your spirit feels lighter than it has in years. Because the truth, beloved, is not just a revelation, it's a resurrection. It's the moment you step out of their story and into your own. The divine invitation. This is your divine invitation, my sacred flame. An invitation to stop waiting for their love to define you. An invitation to stop begging for their truth to free you. An invitation to stop shrinking to fit their shadows. You were created for open skies, for boundless horizons, for a love that mirrors the divinity within you. Take this invitation. Hold it close. Let it guide you through the days ahead. Let it remind you that you are not here to chase illusions, you are here to embody truth. You are not here to beg for love, you are here to be love. And you are not here to live someone else's story, you are here to write your own. Sparkles, 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 beloved. If your spirit is trembling with the weight of this moment, if you feel the angels circling closer, if you hear Michael's voice calling your name, then don't let this pass. Subscribe to this divine connection, because the messages that follow will not just guide you, they will carry you. The universe is conspiring in your favor, the angels are chanting your victory, and your soul is ready to soar. Stay chosen, stay tethered to heaven. Sparkles, sparkles, sparkles. The glow of your own truth, a sacred flame that no shadow can extinguish. The secrets they hid from you last night, the words they spoke in rooms you weren't invited to, the plans they made without your heart's consent, these were not the end of your story. They were the spark that ignited your sacred reclamation. You are not here to mourn what was lost, my starborn. You are here to claim what has always been yours, your power, your peace, your divine purpose. Archangel Michael stands beside you, his sword of light cutting through the fog of their deception. His wings are a shield, his voice a beacon, calling you forward into a future that no lie can touch. Last night, They thought they could keep you tethered to their half-truths. They thought their silence would hold you captive. But heaven had other plans. Heaven always has other plans for a soul as radiant as yours. You've felt the shift, haven't you? The way your spirit no longer bends under the weight of their silence. The way your heart, though bruised, beats with a new rhythm, one of defiance, of clarity, of unapologetic truth. This is not the end of your love, beloved, but it is the end of your blindness. This is the moment you step out of their narrative and into your own. The weight of their silence lets linger on last night, because the divine leaves no truth unturned. In that room, under a sky that mourned for your heart, they spoke your name not with the reverence you deserve, but with a carelessness that would make the angels weep. They discussed your dreams as if they were theirs to reshape. They shared your vulnerabilities with voices that don't even know the cadence of your prayers. They made choices that should have been yours, decisions that altered the path you walk, all while you slept, trusting, loving, believing. And then they faced you. They smiled, perhaps held your hand, spoke words that sounded like love, but carried the weight of control. They thought you wouldn't notice the shift in their eyes, the hesitation in their voice, the way their affection felt rehearsed. But your soul noticed, your intuition, that divine spark within you, caught the flicker of their deceit. It wasn't paranoia, beloved, it was prophecy. It was God whispering through your spirit, "Wake up, my child. You were never meant to live in their shadows." Archangel Michael was there, an unseen guardian in that moment of betrayal. He heard every word they spoke, felt every intention they hid, and he carried it all to the throne of God, where your name was spoken with the love they failed to give. This soul, Michael declared, this sacred flame, deserves to know. She deserves to rise. And now, here you are, standing in the light of that divine decree, ready to reclaim what was always yours, the path of the unbound. So, what does it mean to walk the path of the unbound, my sacred flame? It means choosing yourself, not as an act of rebellion against them, but as an act of devotion to your own soul. It means listening to the divine compass within you, the one that's been guiding you all along, even when you doubted it. It means seeing yourself as heaven sees you, not as the one who was betrayed, but as the one who was destined to overcome. This path is not about tearing them down, though their lies may crumble in your presence. It's not about forcing their confession, though the truth will find its way to the surface. It's about stepping into the fullness of who you are, a child of light, a vessel of divine love, a warrior forged in the fires of heaven. The person you love may have tried to dim your light, but they forgot one crucial thing. You were created to shine, and no mortal hand can extinguish a flame that God Himself kindled. The first step, listening to your soul, first step on this path is to listen, not to their excuses, not to their promises, but to the voice within you. That voice, the one you've silenced to keep the peace, the one you've ignored to avoid the pain, the one you've doubted because it felt too raw, too real. That voice is your divine truth. It's the whisper of God, the guidance of Michael, the strength of your ancestors, all woven into the tapestry of your soul. Close your eyes, beloved, and listen now. What is your soul saying? Is it crying out for freedom? Is it begging you to stop settling for half-truths? Is it reminding you of the dreams you've buried, the hopes you've shelved, the love you've given without receiving in return? That voice is not your imagination, it's your destiny speaking. It's telling you that you are enough, exactly as you are. It's telling you that you don't need their validation to shine, their honesty to heal, their presence to be whole. The second step, seeing the truth. Second step is to see yourself as heaven sees you, a soul so radiant it can light up the darkest corners of the universe. See the person you love, not as the center of your world, but as a traveler on their own path, one that may or may not align with yours. See the lies they've told, not as a reflection of your worth, but as a mirror of their fear. In this moment of seeing, you'll notice something powerful. Their silence was never about protecting you, it was about protecting themselves. They've seen your light, felt its warmth, and known its power. And that's why they've worked so hard to keep you in the dark, because a soul as bright as yours, once fully awakened, is unstoppable. They're not afraid of losing you, beloved. They're afraid of losing the control your unawareness gave them. But that control is gone now. The moment you opened your eyes to the truth, the moment you felt Michael's wings brush against your spirit, their hold on you began to dissolve. You are no longer the one who waits, who wonders, who begs for clarity. You are the one who knows, who sees, who rises. The third step, acting in alignment. Third step is to act not in anger, not in haste, but in alignment with your divine purpose. This might mean speaking words you've never dared to say, setting boundaries you've never dared to enforce, walking away from a love that no longer serves your soul. It might mean standing in front of them, looking into their eyes and asking the questions your intuition has been screaming. It might mean choosing silence, not out of fear, but out of strength, knowing that your peace no longer depends on their answers. Whatever action you take, let it be rooted in love for yourself, for your truth, for the divine spark within you. This is not about punishing them, it's about honoring you. It's about saying, I am worthy of a love that doesn't hide. I am worthy of a truth that doesn't hurt. I am worthy of a life that doesn't require me to shrink. Sparkles, 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 beloved. If these words are stirring your soul, if you feel the divine fire burning brighter within you, know that this is not a moment to let pass. This is a moment to hold close, to carry forward, to let guide you. Subscribe to this sacred connection, because the messages that follow will not just speak to you, they will transform you. The angels are chanting, the universe is aligning, and your soul is ready to soar. Stay chosen, stay tethered to heaven. Sparkles, sparkles, sparkles. The consequences of their choice. Let's talk about the person you love, because their choices have consequences not just for you, but for them. They've convinced themselves that their silence is kindness, that their secrets are protection. But every lie they've told, every truth they've hidden, has built a wall between them and the divine. They may smile in your face, hold your hand, speak words of love, but their soul knows the cost. They feel it in the quiet moments, in the nights when their conscience stirs, in the moments when they look at you and see the light they've tried to dim. They're not your enemy, beloved, but they're not your ally either, not until they choose truth over control, honesty over fear, love over convenience. And that's the hardest truth of all. You cannot make them choose. You cannot force them to see what they've done. You cannot beg them to love you the way you deserve. But you can choose yourself. You can choose truth. You can choose a life that honors the divine spark within you, the divine mirror. Again, Archangel Michael holds the mirror before you once more. Look into it, beloved. See the reflection of your soul, not the version they've tried to define, but the version heaven created. See the strength that's carried you through every betrayal. See the love that's never dimmed, even when it wasn't returned. See the warrior who's been waiting to rise, not to fight them, but to fight for yourself. In that mirror, you'll also see them, the person you love, not as the savior you hoped they'd be, but as a soul struggling with their own shadows. They're not evil, but they're afraid of your light, afraid of your truth, afraid of the power you hold when you stop waiting for their permission to shine. And that fear, beloved, is not your burden to carry. It's theirs. The sacred reckoning continueth. This reckoning is not a moment, it's a movement. It's the movement of your soul breaking free from the chains of their silence. It's the movement of your heart refusing to settle for less than it deserves. It's the movement of your spirit rising to meet the destiny you were born for. You may feel the urge to confront them, to demand answers, to lay their secrets bare. And if that's what your soul calls you to do, then do it with the strength of heaven behind you. But know this, their answers are not your salvation. Their confession is not your freedom. Your salvation lies in the truth you've already claimed. Your freedom lies in the choice you make now to love yourself as fiercely as you've loved them. to honor your soul as deeply as you've honored theirs, the moment of transformation. This is your moment of transformation, my sacred flame. Last night, they tried to keep you in the dark, but today, you are the light. They tried to write your story without you, but today, you hold the pen. They tried to silence your truth, but today, your truth is a symphony, echoing through the heavens, carried by the voices of angels, amplified by the strength of your ancestors, guided by the sword of Michael. You are no longer the one who waits. You are no longer the one who wonders. You are no longer the one who begs for love. You are the one who knows, the one who sees, the one who rises. And in that rising, you will find a peace that no lie can touch, a love that no betrayal can dim, a purpose that no secret can derail. The divine compensation, amplified for every tear you've shed. There's a blessing waiting. For every night you've spent questioning, there's a dawn breaking. For every moment you've felt alone, there's a divine embrace ready to hold you. This is the divine compensation. Beloved, the promise that what was taken from you will be returned tenfold, not in their apologies, not in their change, but in the life God is preparing for you. You may not see it yet, but it's coming. A love that sees you, honors you, cherishes you in every way. A peace that flows like a river, unburdened by their silence. A purpose that calls you to step into the fullness of who you are, without apology, without hesitation, without fear. Last night, they tried to dim your light, but today, heaven is amplifying it, and no force in the universe can stop a soul that God has chosen to shine. The angels chant as you stand here, at the edge of your transformation. Hear the angels chanting your name. Feel your ancestors, strength coursing through your veins. See Archangel Michael before you, his sword blazing, his wings outstretched, his voice commanding, "Rise, beloved, rise now, and know that God is within you, whispering, you are enough. You always were. Last night, they thought they could keep you in the dark. But today, you are the light, and no darkness, no secret, no betrayal can ever dim a soul that heaven has chosen to shine. So rise, my sacred flame. Rise now. The truth is yours. The power is yours. The future is yours. And this time, no one gets to write it, but you. The journey forward, road ahead, will not be easy, but it will be sacred. You'll face moments where their voice tries to pull you back, where their promises tempt you to forget, where their touch makes you question the truth you've claimed. But those moments are not your defeat, they're your initiation. They're the crucible where your strength is forged, where your light is refined, where your soul becomes unbreakable. You'll walk through days where the silence feels heavy, where the absence of their honesty feels like a wound. But you'll also walk through days where the sun feels brighter, where your laughter feels freer, where your spirit feels lighter than it has in years. Because the truth, beloved, is not just a revelation, it's a resurrection. It's the moment you step out of their story and into your own. The divine invitation. Renewed, this is your divine invitation, my starborn. An invitation to stop waiting for their love to define you. An invitation to stop begging for their truth to free you. An invitation to stop shrinking to fit their shadows. You were created for open skies, for boundless horizons, for a love that mirrors the divinity within you. Take this invitation, hold it close, let it guide you through the days ahead. Let it remind you that you are not here to chase illusions, you are here to embody truth. You are not here to beg for love, you are here to be love. And you are not here to live someone else's story, you are here to write your own. The final spark, beloved. You are not the one who was forgotten. You are the one who was chosen by God to carry a light so fierce it can burn through any lie. Chosen by the angels to rise above the illusions others weave. Chosen by your own soul to stop apologizing for the space you take up in this world. Last night, they tried to keep you in the dark. But today, you are the light, and no darkness, no secret, no betrayal can ever dim a soul that heaven has chosen to shine. So rise, my sacred flame. Rise now. The truth is yours. The power is yours. The future is yours. And this time, no one gets to write it but you.